Now, poet Valerie Keane of Queens offers us Untitled Room. There is a room that is bigger than the world, and it is not the only one. It tells the patient the truth and soothes his brow. In some rooms, a father sits at a table and blesses the meal. In another room, a lotus is placed in a hand. The rooms have different sections. In one, a dragon is breathing. In one, a young boy prepares for combat. In the last, a woman respires on a couch and knows. On the ceiling, a man floats in the air, extends his head, and touches eternity with a finger. On the west wall hang the heads of many dragons who have stayed in the room too long, and they breathe next time. There are white liquid windows and a green mossy floor. The streets outside of them are long and lead everywhere. Those who arrive in a room are resting there after their summons and their shock. They pick out the parts of the mind that don't work, are not needed, and they evaporate. On the floor, hair grows long and thick and is washed over lost lovers' faces. There is a room within a room where rooms cease to have any meaning at all. It is something like a mind, something like a rose on a chest. But these are things, and it is not a thing. You remember, you were there after the operation when they said they did operations of all kinds. You went to the rooms. You dialed the operator, consulted the cow, and watched the scalpel slip from his hand. And suddenly you were having Sunday coffee, waving the school flag, and at tall ships holding your mom's hand full of grains of sand, and discovering the room that is bigger than the world. How you felt love and were love, and ran to all the rooms, and relinquished your class. And the rooms enveloped you and filled in all your spaces, and you became the universe. You became the first two atoms at the beginning of time. Wow. Valerie Keane's Untitled Room was published in Newtown Literary Journal, issue number 4. And now, Valerie Keane's Hush. See, you have to shut up once in a damn while and stop diffusing all that great thought that patters around your addle-pated head. Resist the compulsion to tell every other human being just like you every unimportant nuance. Concentrate all that nonsense, harden it like a lump of coal, which is what the unwritten sum of it is, into a diamond under your pen. Don't shut yourself off necessarily, just up, and preferably in a simple structure, alone and surrounded by water and wood, and sit in a good chair, very old, that makes your back ache, so you know you still exist, where you have a chance at discovering how truly and freakishly big a woodpecker's head is, and you can laugh to only yourself, of course, at the possible euphemism, and toss it off, or not. What do you care? Except that you do. And now you can stop trying to prove it with all that energy all the time. My word, why waste it there when you should be pumping it into wild napping fits? And the absurdity of eating when you're hungry, and listening to the throbbing thunk of acorns falling on lake slopes carpeted with pine needles, and stopping clocks with a flick of your wit. I warn you, though, don't try to give up music. You'll need that where you're going, just in case, like a trail of breadcrumbs back to what you forgot to remember. Don't bother to bathe. You will find out on day 4 that nothing stinks worse than what you thought you had to say about it. You won't be lonely. There are chipmunks for playmates, and old lovers who drop in unexpectedly for dinner, or when you are staring at lily pads, and they'll creep up behind you and scare the bejesus out of you with their suicide attempts and their mixed tapes. God, You're still so beautiful, they will say. Answer. Tell me something I don't know, and go back to searching for minnows. If the wind is up, take out the canoe and row as hard as you can against it. There will be a moment when you panic, your boat spinning in circles despite your strong arms. When this happens, pull your oar in and let the current take you across to another shore. It is only a short walk back, and you left the door unlocked. Above all, don't talk to God. He is so tired of your details and your desperate gratitude. For once in your life, deserve to be there. For once, hush up and listen to him, to anthills, to the sun rising, to evergreens ever growing. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. He made it all, so he doesn't need you to point out needless distinction. Just go back to hearing fish gulp bugs and frogs chuckling at your poorly made campfire, blazing like you will be when you finally return, worn out and silent, having found your voice by losing it, your notebook stuffed full of stars. Wow. And wow. Valerie Keane.